Welcome back to my channel. This is Sue and I'm from ems.nails and Beauty Whirl. As you all know by now, the people who have been following me for a little bit, these are my thoughts and what I think of the Gellifique range. So I've got quite a few videos out now of different colours and different thoughts and stuff like that. So as normal, these are just basic tips. They're not prepped, they're not filed, and they've got no base coat on because I like to see how my gels stick and perform on unprepared nails. So first off, I am not affiliated with Gellifique. Everything I have to say is from me. These are my thoughts, my comments upon the brand. So I've got 3, 6, 7 in front of me at the moment. I know you can't see them because I've changed the camera angle. So the first one I'm going to do is, oh, there it is, Jam. And Jam is a nice little sparkle. Right. So it's a warm red. And they've got tiny micro glitter suspended within it. Now the micro glitters perform really well from the Gellifique range. They spread really easily. Oh, I can see why they've called this Jam. This is a really nice colour. So let me make sure I've got this in focus, because once again I've changed the setup of how I video. I'm still trying to get that, how I'm happy with it, just so you guys can see the best, because that's the whole idea of it. So I can see, you can see, so you can see all those sparkles in there, and they are all right throughout the whole of that application without messing around with it. So that's the first coat. Now these cure for 30 seconds in an LED UV lamp and 60 seconds in an LED UV lamp, whichever one you've got. So make sure you know what the settings are on your lamp before you use them, so you're going to get the best out of these gels. Right, I'm not going to faff around with doing too many all at once, because I have been having a few accidents. Oh, these greys, no, don't let 10-year-olds paint your nails. Can you see this cuticle area? I just thought I'd leave it there before I did a clean up, because this is just hilarious. Let me see, have I got it in focus? Look at this. And they thought they were doing ever so well, but I've left them just because I didn't want them disappointed when they were leaving. So these are some of the greys that are in the Gellifique range. So I have matted some and I've left some. This is charcoal. And then these are different variations going down into the light grey. Anyway, there will be a video up on all the different greys. Right, so the second coat, as normal, very little on it. So pop it on up at the cuticle area and just drag the product down, and you'll find that little goes a long way with this stuff. Gotta say thank you to the Gellifique team for that. Not only has it made the process of doing nails a whole lot quicker, I'm getting loads of nails out of these bottles. These are 15ml bottles. They're all HEMA free, they're hypoallergenic, and they're vegan. Right, so the second one I've got is Frosted Berry. Right, saw another one that has tiny micro sparkles in it, well, tiny micro glitters. Oh, that's pretty. Am I in shot? Yeah, that's very, very pretty. So I'll stick the first coat on of this and then I'll bring jam back out for you. I'm trying to learn where centre is on this, so bear with me. Right now, this does not go on as cleanly as jam did. So you can see that the flakes that are in this, the glitter that's in this is not as, it's not as, it's just not like the ones that were in jam. So I am sort of titivating with it, but the gel itself, the gel itself is not as smooth. I'll give it a quick stir while that one is in the lamp. So this one is your jam back. Where is she? There she is. Right, so that one, see those micro flakes and tiny little particles of glitter? That went on absolutely fantastic. So easy, so easily covered. So I'm just going to give this a stir. Maybe it's just settled and got too cool within the salon, because you know that these gels work best at certain temperatures, so it could have just needed a stir in between when I was setting up earlier and getting back into videoing. So let's have another go. Now that's better. Yeah, it needed stirring, so ignore everything I've just said. Oh, it's twaddle. So another beautiful colour. Hardly any gel on there at all. I've just realised that's totally out of focus. So we need to be around here. Right, so that's gone on beautiful. And that is a nice berry colour. So, frosted berry. It's gorgeous. Right, so that's its 2 coats of frosted berry. I'm going to come in now with another sparkle. Where are you? There you are. And this one is called Purple Rain. So this is predominantly sort of going to be purples, pinks, reds, those sort of colours. And I'm going to give this a good mix. So maybe when you get these gels, make sure you give them good mixes. Right, so frosted berry is back out and ready for you to see. So there she is. So that's nice. So where the first one was red, you can see the difference there. This one is more pink in colour than the red of the jam. So we will get on with this Purple Rain. Oh, I've just dropped all that. Oh, so much fun. I'm going to try my best. Right, so Purple Rain. Another one of those with the tiny hollow flakes. So you can see all the different hollows in it. A little bit thicker than the other two in consistency. Maybe that might be down to the purple itself. So I'm going to take most of that back off, just so I know that this cures properly, because the more pigmented these colours are, the more you need to cure them. The 30 seconds won't necessarily cure them. Like on one of the greys, this particular grey charcoal, this took me like 60 seconds to cure the first time I used it. Now I just put it on super thin, and that seems to, oh excuse me, that seems to have cured the problem. So I get no rippling afterwards. So the more pigment there is in the gel, the thinner the coats you need. Right, so that looks lovely just in one coat. But we will do the two. See, as you can see in the bottle here, it's actually quite thick. Can you, let me see, can you see that? Can you see it seems quite thick? It's even got a nice little noise. Anyway, stop playing. So in with it, it is a thicker gel than the other two. Am I in shot? No, I need to be over here. I need a director. I'll just need to remember what the heck I'm doing. So that is the second coat of Purple Rain. What I might do is see if I can, oh no, that's the wrong way, that's the wrong way. There we go, let's see if this is any better. Right, so what I've got for you next is Grape. Nice. So this, can we see that? Grape. Purple Rain. So the three that I've just done, you'll see red, pink and purple, all with those tiny little micro sparkles, little hollows, so they catch the light wonderfully. I think the pink one is my favourite. I think Frosted Berry there is my favourite, but we'll see what they're like once I've top coated them. These will get top coated in the Armour top coat. So this one is Grape I've got going on for you, so I'm going to give it a little stir. Oh, look at that for the purple. That's like an in-your-face violet purple, isn't it? Oh, look at that. That's gorgeous. Oh, lovely, smooth, creamy consistency going down. Lots and lots of colour. So I'm literally just tipping the tip of my brush onto the nail, just so I'm not leaving a lot of product behind, because this is when you could probably find this wrinkles. Has that all been in shot? I think so. This could possibly wrinkle because it's so deep in colour. So this is what you have to sort of look at when you're doing your nails, is the consistency of the gel when it comes out. So what I find is once I've popped them all on these, I put them in, well, these particular ones I only do for these videos, but the ones that I do for my nail books, if I do them wrong, I leave the wrinkles in it, and that reminds me that, you know, it's got to go on thin, and I've completely cocked it up, and I don't want to send my clients home with nails that are going to wrinkle. Right, for one coat, that's gorgeous. So we'll put the second, and I'm only going to put a very, very, very thin coat on, because I personally don't think it needs it. So if you want to keep your nails thin for your clients, then I'd be tempted not to put a second coat on of this. So I am literally just touching it. I don't know whether you can see just how lightly I'm touching that. Yeah, you can, because there's the obligatory EMS flakies that always come along. Always get them. Right, we've got, what have we got next? What should we do next? I think I'll do Iris. I think we'll have a change in colour. So Iris, is a pink. It's actually quite a nice pink. It's a warm pink. Can you see that? See how warm that is? It's not a Barbie pink, it's not a baby pink, and it's not a bubblegum pink. It's actually a nice warm pink. Right, so let's see how this goes on. A little bit translucent considering the depth of colour you see on the brush, but once again these are going on thin coats. And as you've seen me do in other videos, if you've seen them, I will, if I want what I class as a true colour, I will put up to 3 coats on because they're so thin anyway. So here's Grape out for you. So Grape's lovely. It's a lovely purple. Definitely one to have in your collection if you've not already got it. Let's see if I can slip them in the back. Can you see them? Did you? See, it's trying to get everything to where you can see it all. Right, now I've just brought Iris back out. No, they've got to go. Right, so up the top here I didn't quite catch up there, but near the bottom I did. So I'm going to put an ultra thin coat on again. So that's all I've got on my brush. I'm going to go into the cuticle area and splay that brush around, and that will cover all of the cuticle and drag that product down. Make sure I've got everything covered. Right, now that's the top of the iris bottle, and then that's the pop next to it. So it's not far from what the pop is, and it's not far from what the bottle is. So she's going to go in for 30 seconds. So if you're new to the channel, hello, welcome. Please hit that subscribe and the like button, and you'll get notifications of when I've sent these up. I have literally got hundreds and hundreds of Gellifique gels now, and I've also got their new gel tips, so I'll be bringing the gel tips out at some point to show you them. That's not stuck very well because the sticky pad underneath is it's a bit had it today. So there is Iris, a gorgeous pink. So there's those first 5. I've just got 2 more to show you on here, and I will go with a Blackcurrant. So Blackcurrant is another 15ml bottle, because I do have an 8ml bottle that's up next. So some of them come in 15s, some come in 8s. Don't know why. I'm not bothered. Right, this is a deep, where are you? It's a deep red purple colour. Can you see that? So this one, once again, I would put on thin. I'm going to pick another nail because if I'm working on that one, it'll fall off. So splay the brush. I just find that that does the cuticle area a whole lot nicer when I'm doing nails. Let the brush do the work for me. That is so lovely. The colours in that, well, the colour in that is gorgeous. I like that one. I like that one. Right, try not to put my arms through the screen all the time, because I've watched other videos and it just seriously ticks me off, that one. And I'm like, why'd you have to do it? Well, sort of get it now, because it's hard to work just in this little space, because literally when you zoom the camera in, you have literally got a tiny little space. Let's have a look. Where's my other hand? There's my other hand. So, you know, I've only got, well, 2 inches by 2 inches that I'm working on to try and give you the videos. So I can understand why hands and arms and everything go all over the place. And it's just the way the camera is set up on this phone. It's only a Samsung phone, so it's nothing special. Right, once again, I'm going to take off all of the gel off the brush. So you can see it's mainly just on the barrel of the brush. So some settle down this side, so I'll bring this side in. And you can see how little it is, literally by the lines that are on the nail. So can you see that? When I'm dragging the product down, you can see the little lines, because that's where the gel is adhering to the tacky layer from the coat underneath. And you don't need to worry about them, because they will all magically disappear and you will end up with perfection. That was Blackcurrant. So the last one I've got for you today is this little one called Love Potion, and it looks like a pinky purple on the bottle. I have terrible trouble opening these. Oh, and now I do not know what to make of this one. Right, so I'm just hoping that that's gonna, I tell you what, let's swap it out for another blue piece of one, the one I made earlier. Right, so there's Blackcurrant coming, so that's gorgeous. I love that. Right, pop that over there. Right, Love Potion. Now when I'm pulling it out the bottle, it feels quite, can you hear that? It feels quite thick. So let's see. Very, very opaque. No, it's not. It's translucent, because we can see through it. Right, considering that felt that thick in there, that has surprised me, but it is a thin layer. Now you can see a little bit more gel's gone on up there because it's a little bit darker, but let's see what that comes out like. So all these are going to go the armour top coat, so they'll all be nice and sparkly and keep their shine. There's no point in making these into matte, not at all. So if you've got any questions or anything you want to ask, please put them in the comments below. As always, keep them clean. Everybody can see these videos, including children. Keep them on topic and I will answer them the best I can. Right, I'm going to come in and I'm just going to sort of do this as if I was doing a normal nail on myself, because I do it a little bit thicker on myself. No, it is still very translucent, and I'm really surprised about that. I'm just wondering how many coats that's going to take me to get that into that. Maybe that's why the lid looks like that. I'll show you the lid. You see the lid where it's sort of like, where are you? There you know, it's got like that light little bit and then a bit of colour. See it? I just wonder if that's why it is the way it is. That's a weird one. Stick your thoughts down below. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this one. That's a little weird. Right, let's have a look with coat 3. Let's see how many coats it takes. Right, once again, I'm not going to put it on thick. I refuse to do that. I suppose though, if you're going to put this onto a natural nail, you're not going to have to go like 3, 4, 5, 6 coats. It's just going to be ridiculous. But when you put the brush back in the bottle, it has that like gloopy feel, you know. It has like a viscosity to it. See it? And I've given it a good stir. It still has that stringy viscosity to it. Makes me feel like putting it on that thick and going, here, have it. Have it that thick. It'll probably take me 3 minutes to cure it. Oops, I've knocked that over because I have kept loads on that now. See, I'm just pushing myself, aren't I? No, and it's still that very, very pale, translucent colour. So I'm just going to take most of that back off. So unfortunately, I really don't know how to rate Love Potion. I don't know whether that's one I'd be running out to buy, to be perfectly honest with you. They have got a lot nicer ones than that I'm not happy personally. I'm not happy with that one, but you might be. That's why I do the videos. Not all about me, even though it is. Right, so we've got, starting from here, we've got jam, then we've got frosted berry, purple rain, then we had grape, iris, and then down here we've got blackcurrant, and then this a little one who does not want to change colour for me. If you've got this on a nail, if you've already done a set of Love Potion on a nail, tag me in it. I'd love to see it, because I haven't got round to using them yet. So they're all them, and I will have the normal compilation of pictures up at the end. So I thank you all for joining me for this little set. I've still got quite a few more to bring to you. So please like, subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye. What I'm doing here on a tip, I'm just putting the Pretty in Pink builder gel, or build it in a bottle, whatever you want to describe it as. And all I'm going to do is just put a very, very thin coat on here to give it a base that's not obviously the icky colour of the nail. Right, and the reason I want to do this is that Love Potion is getting on my nerves. So I want to make sure that I've got this nice and smooth, and then that'll cure for 60 seconds in an LED 120 in a UV lamp, or whichever way round they go, because this is the set I've just done, and this is Love Potion here, and it's seriously stressing me out. Seriously stressing me out, because I did expect it to have more colour, but I can see on the shaft of the brush here that it is very translucent. So what I wanted to do, and what I wanted to show you, was what that would look like over a builder gel, because usually we would have a builder gel or something on the nail, whether it be the builder gel or whether it be one of the acrylic gels. So this one's just Rosy Cheeks. This is just what I've picked out of the 5 that I've got up there. So I'm going to pull that out. We would usually put a couple of coats on if we were just doing, for the sake of putting a little bit of strength on, you'd put between 1 and 2 coats on. So I'm going to put 2 coats on just to give that builder gel a little bit of depth. Now it'd be at this point, if I was putting an apex in it for a client, is where I'd put the apex in here, and by doing that I'd just get, oh, let me see if I can do it. It's always the way I want to try and do it this way. Right, so I'd get a nice blob on. I'd put my blob on there. Okay, so I hope you can see that. Take some of that off because it's a bit excessive for this size nail. And then what I'd do is I'd just move that blob left to right, right to left, all the way that down that nail. Now you see I've not gone near the cuticle on this. Right, and check it from the side view so you can see where your apex is going to be. So I'm not going to do a massive big apex on this. There's absolutely no point, only because it's just a show. So I'm going to bring some more of the builder back up there. Going to move it around that area, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold that upside down. And that's what you get your client to do, is just hold their finger upside down. And that just pulls the gel down. You all know that. So once you're satisfied with that, you can go back in and move them around. Because it's not cured, it's not set, it's not going to do anything, but I'll just sit there. So I'm just going to titivate that round. I don't want to be too far up into the cuticle area because that just means I'm going to be filing it down. And you don't want it thick round there. So you want the thickness coming through the centre and up into the natural apex. Now if you find, you can ask your client to tip their finger this way so you can get the gel to tip down. So I don't know whether you can see that. Can you see it running down here? If I bring it in, can you see it running down here? Right. So if you look at that now, you start to see it forming a natural apex. So you can just get your client to move it, move their finger around until the gel has settled. And if you wanted, you could just bring a tiny little bit of that back just up into the cuticle area, just to even it out so it doesn't look so much like, as I like to refer to them, speed bumps. I'm not a massive lover of big apexes. I know some people are, I'm not. I'm not going to faff around too much with this because this is literally just for intents and purposes of looking at what this grape is going to do. So that in there for 60 seconds. Now that is 60 seconds or 120. It's the same with the acrylic gel when you're doing that. Same with the base coat, top coat and the foil. So they're all 60 and 120. Right. That is really, it's really got to me, as you can obviously tell. Right, so without me waffling, I'm just going to pop it on pause. I'm going to come back and see where I'm up to then. Right, so see it in a second. Right, so I've literally just taken that out the lamp. Right, so let me see if I can show you. So if you look at it from that way, I don't know whether you're going to be able to see it. Can you see it forming its own natural apex? So obviously I've not done a massive one, because this is just a tip for this particular video with this love potion. If you want a video on how to do the acrylic gel or the apex gels, stick a note in the comments and I'll throw it up for you. So what I would usually do at this point is I'd wipe it off with alcohol, and then I'd just buff it, and then I would top coat it to seal it. I'm not going to bother with all of the above, except I will top coat it, just to finish that off. So we top coat it to seal that up, and that's what you would file back to basically. So always pick a colour that is that is sort of a little bit darker than your client's natural nail, because then you're going to be able to see where you're filing back to when you come to do the backfill with any of this stuff. Pretty in Pink is my client's favourite ones because it's the most natural, but it has got a little bit more pink in than a normal nail, so I can still see what I'm filing back to. So doing the backfills on these is really, really easy. This comes in 5 different colours. I think there's 4, I may be wrong, of the acrylic gel. Rosy Cheeks is like the pinkest of them. And when you're closing these, just a little note so it doesn't go off. I have problems squeezing it up, so you can see that that's just a little bit, it is a little bit darker than the other. So just on a little side note, when you're closing these off at the end of your treatment, right, see where that's at the top? Keep that at the top. Put the lid back on and make sure that's nice and tight, and then no air is going to get in there, so that is not going to go off, and that's going to be fine for you. Right, so here comes the Pretty in Pink, all done, all lovely. Right, now we're going to have to do a base coat, because a gel will not stick on anything that's shiny. You could have missed the top coat out and just gone straight in with the base coat, but I would usually refine over the top coat anyway, so that just sort of would have come off within my refinement. So I'm just going to put that little thin base coat on, just to give the gel something to adhere to. And once again, that's a 60-second cure. Right, so we're out with the base coat, so it's all nice and sticky. Right. Normally, exactly what I would do with my client, take most of that off the brush. I would then start here and splay up to the cuticle area. So you can see the way it just misses that little fine line out from the cuticle area. You see that? So you just push that up. So you're not touching the cuticle. You've just got a tiny, tiny little line. Right, and then bring the product down, missing the sidewalls obviously. But on a tip, you just slap it all over. So I'm going to slap it all over up there. Because I can. Right, now as you can already see, that's got more colour pigmentation in it already. Right, it still self-levels. Takes a little bit longer, microseconds longer. So still self-levels like they all do. I wonder if there's anything different about this one. I don't know, I'll have to have a look, and if there is anything different, I'll put it in the comments below. You know, if it's like one that changes colour, but they usually put colour changer on it, and I can't see anything that would say that this is a colour changer or have any different properties to it. It definitely doesn't like UV in the light, you know, where it would change into a different colour. So I'm going to go in with the second coat. Once again, just doing it thin and bringing that product down. You can see that some part of it where it pools is slightly darker. That personally would seriously do my head in. You see that where it's a little bit darker than the rest of the nail? That would stress me the hell out. Right, 30 seconds in there. So I'm going to compare that to the one we did without the Apex gel underneath it. You see that colour's just gone all the same colour. Yeah, and the fluffies. We always get fluffies. But hey ho, that's the salon for you. Right, so still not up to that colour, even with the two coats. So on with the third coat. I'm just doing this a tiny little bit thicker, because by the time you've put the Apex gel on and then you've put your base coat on and then you're putting all of these coats on the nails and then you've got the top coat to go on, the thicker your client's nail's going to be at the end of the day. Right, let that settle. And the last thing you want to do is send your clients home with really thick nails just because it's all gel based to get the colour. I don't know, I think I'd have to see this on a natural nail. I might have a look on one of my clients if they'll let me, and I'll tag it back into this video somehow. But if it's absolutely naff, then it's naff. Right, so that has just come out. So that's quite warm. I'm just wondering if as it cools, it goes darker. That's me blowing on it. Right, so I'm going to go and top coat it and I'll be back. Right, so this is it out. And you can see there is a colour difference. This is actually a little bit paler than this one. So I've brought up the Gellifique site for the Love Potion. And the product description says it's an enamel. A one solid tint that is either sheer or full coverage. And that is it. So beyond that doesn't give you a lot of information at all. Let me have a look at the product details and see what that gives. Right, so it comes from the Violet group and its sheer intensity is bright, and then the ingredients is normal, and then customers who've bought this. So it doesn't actually give us anything more, and I know it's on a last chance at the moment. So it's more like you know the glass that they bring out when they bring out the glasses. So they're so sheer, but it's thicker than a glass. I've got glass in another range. So anyway, that's what Gellifique have to say about love potions. So it's not a thermal, it's a full coverage, and they say it's fine to medium. I'd say it's more of a medium viscosity, and it's an enamel. So you can see for yourself there. You can make up your mind whether you want to go for the love potion or not. I definitely won't be, but each their own, and that's why there's that many colours. So thank you again, and I'll see you all in the next video. Pictures are to follow. Take care, guys.